Okay, now it's time to set up the sheets. Now, in the template out of the box, we have a sort of suggested just set of brief sheets in the plan, but your firm is likely to have your own standards, your own your own type of projects. So you probably have a default sheet list that makes more sense to use. So when you get the template, you're going to want to, in the template, modify the sheets that come out of the box so that it reflects what you typically see on your projects to reduce the amount of work you have to do per project. And I'll also say that there's a number of ways of getting views on sheets and arranging this. There's fancy things, there's plugins, there's automated ways you can do this. In this video, I'm just going to show the most basic, easy way of getting floor plans onto sheets and getting them aligned so that you have that covered. We'll have other videos that go into more detail. This one's just a quick and dirty, got a simple basic project, and we're getting views onto the project. Okay, so we're going to do our floor plans for the HVAC. We're going to do some piping plans, and we're going to put some zone plans on these sheets. So, and we're not going to deal with the schedules and the details. That's more for the when the mechanical folks are ready to start production. They're going to start populating schedules and details. As the model setup person, it's not at the moment my job to get into that. I'm just trying to get floor plans out so that we could print a PDF and we can start getting some, getting PDF markups if that's what we want to do. Just getting those backgrounds ready for production. So here I am in the first floor plan. I'm going to go to my views, my sheet views, and here's my floor plans. I'm just going to drag and drop that on here. And place it. And now I would like all of my views to be aligned on sheet per sheet. And what I mean by that is, think, let's see, if you're in Bluebeam or something, your PDF reader, and you click from sheet 211 to 212, you don't want this view sort of shifting. It's like 211 is here, 212 is there, 213 is there. You want it to be aligned. And Revit out of the box has a method for aligning these, for guiding you for aligning these. It's called guide grids. We've built a guide grid into the template. So there's a bottom left and there's an upper right guide grid. To create guide grids, that's up here in View, Guide Grid. You could create a new one. So I'm just going to show what that looks like. It's this big grid. And it exists in all of the sheet spaces, and then you can chop it down to whatever you want, and you could move it to wherever you want. And so you can see this is called Guide Grid 1. I'm going to open up this other sheet, and I'm going to say Guide Grid 1, and it's the exact same sheet. And if I move this one over to the left, it's moved this one over to the left as well. So this is in the same space relative to the title blocks. That allows you to snap views according to these guide grids, right? Okay, now I don't want this, so I'm just going to delete that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, here we are, first floor plan, I'm going to use the bottom left guide grid. And how I'm going to do this is I'm going to arrange this view on the sheet in a place that I'm happy with, and then I'm going to move this bottom left guide grid to the intersection of the 1 and J grid lines, so that then on all the other sheets I will align my views to the guide grid and they'll all be in the same place. So if I select, and to select it I need to box select it from the left like this. So then I'm going to move it. MV is the shortcut for move. Going to go on that crosshairs. And it's not going to snap to these grids. And so I have two options here. One, I can just eyeball it. And honestly, that's like pretty close. If you're not happy with eyeballing it, what you can do is I'm going to double click this floor plan. So I'm now in the model space of this view. And I'm going to draw a reference plane. That's keyboard shortcut RP. And I'm just going to draw a crosshairs with my reference plane here at the crosshairs. of 1NJ, and then I'm going to say right-click deactivate view, so I'm back in the sheet space. And now this will snap to the reference planes. It was picking up some hatch pattern stuff in there. So anyway, so now this guide grid is exactly at the intersection of 1 and J, and I can come to the second floor plan, and I come down here to guide grid, I turn on bottom left, and this is in the exact same position relative to the title block that it is on M211, and I pull my second floor plan in, and I just click to place it, and then I can use the move command, MV, and then I mouse over the intersection of these reference planes, and I get that exactly, and then I can move it to the guide grid. And so now it's in, these are this and this, they're in the exact same position relative to the title block. And you can turn the guide grid back off in each, it doesn't matter, it's a non-printing element. So you can leave it on, it doesn't matter, it's just kind of annoying to have to look at it, so I like to turn it off. So I'm just going to go through and drop the rest of my floor plans on here. So I've noticed what's happening here, why I'm getting, oh, well here, let me show you, piping, let's say learning moment. So what's happening when I enter the move command, I'm getting that triangle. Triangle means it's near the midpoint of a line, but that's not exactly where the crosshairs is. So it's causing me to have to spend more time to get that crosshairs, which is wasting time in my model setup, so I want to be more efficient with that. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to pull it, so instead of a crosshairs, it's a, I don't really know what to call that, but that's what it is. So I think that will make this easier. So now if I have this selected and then I go to move it, yeah, it just gives me the endpoint, and that's a lot faster. I don't have to zoom in so much to get the right thing. So that works well. Let me go to third floor plan. And pull in the third floor plan piping. Yeah, much faster. Cool, let's pull my zone plans. Those will be fun. We get to talk about those in a little bit. Now, as you can see, this is a little tedious, just kind of clicking through things. Not a big deal in this project because there just aren't that many, there's not a whole ton of sheets. So, you know, it's just like for the whole set, if I was to do ENMNP, it'd take me less than 10 minutes. So not a huge deal. If you've got a bigger project with many sheets, you know, hundreds of sheets, or if you've got just a lot of plans to set up, or a lot of projects to set up per week, that starts to add up. So then that's where there's automations and there's other methods of making this process that I just walked through faster and more efficient. So we'll have videos on those. I just wanted in this video to show you the basic way, the sort of out-of-the-box manual way of getting views on sheets and getting them aligned. So now that I've done this, what I would do is I would go in and delete those reference planes so that they don't show up. I actually don't think they print, so it would be fine to leave those in there, but you don't want to see them deactivate view, and I'm going to select all these, and I'm going to change guide grid to none, so I don't have to see them when I'm working. So, okay, that is how to set up sheets. I can do the same for E and P. I won't waste your time with that. It's all the same. And now we're ready to print. So really quickly, since I believe 2023 version of Revit, you've got an export button here, which you can export to PDF. So again, you can get into a little bit more detail with this, but for this one, I'm going to say selected view sheets. I'm going to change this to in session. Then I'm going to edit views, and here it is. So I'm going to uncheck this button. I'm going to change it so it doesn't show me views. I just want to see sheets. I'm going to check none, and then I'm going to say sheet. I could print all of them. I know those are blank, right? So I'm just going to plot the floor plans, and piping, and zone plans. So those are what I'm going to plot. Page size, use sheet size. So just going to use the size of my title block. You always want it to say zoom to 100%. If you fit to page, it'll mess up your scaling. Colors, again, this is up to you. Our template is set up to look good and print well, either black lines or color. So do what you want there. I'm just going to keep it in color. And I always like to check hide unreferenced view tags. Hide reference work planes, that's all good. Scope boxes and crop boundaries, so that is all good. I'm going to tell it to go to nope. 42. Bim. So this is, you might want another folder. I like to have another folder in here called exports. And so just anything that I export out of the Revit model, whether that's sheets, whether that's FBXs, whether that's IFC files, like anything that I export out of it, DWGs, anything, goes into this exports folder first before it goes anywhere else. I might give this a name. 6 P42 Mac check plot, something like that. So then I hit export. And then I can come find that PDF and check it out, make sure everything's looking good. So here we are, looking good, and you'll notice, so if I click through here, the floor plans, they're in the exact same position. They're not jumping and jittering around on the page, which is oh so annoying. So here we go. This is all looking good. These zone plans, that's another video that I'll do to show how to set up those in the mechanical series. So okay, I've now plotted my my sheets. I could do the same with the other disciplines if I wanted to, and that is the basic model setup procedure. From here on out, it's pretty much it's discipline specific stuff. Right now, I'm me as a mechanical guy, I'm going to go in and I'm going to add schedules and rooftop equipment. I'm going to add my sheet notes, general notes, my cover notes. I'm going to dump in my details sheets. Those are all topics that we're going to cover in upcoming videos in this series.